Okay, here we go. The next journey, girl. And I'm just going to jump right into painting, real removing. I've already removed her eyebrows. For some reason it appears today as I do a video, they decide to move grass. Oh well, I can't play music because of copyright infringement. So it's not like I can put on a CD and say, okay, here we go with the music. Nope, can't do that. Now, once I remove this, I'm going to use this little bitty cotton ball clay paint remover and go across the forehead where the eyebrows were, through the lips, the nose, removes any shine. She had shine on her nose. This removes shiny marks as well, but it'll also remove any paint mark, paint that's on her face, aside from that. Okay, done deal. Now, here she is. One good thing about these, their heads can go up. You see there's a little residue up there, but it's not showing up in regular in front of you. So that's her before. I love her hair. The blonde highlights with the brown. It's really pretty. Alright, moving on. I'm going to start with brown, of course. I need a different brush because this one that I was using, it doesn't want to paint well for some reason. One thing people need to understand too, because there are some people who are very funny. They think both eyebrows, both sides of lashes are supposed to look alike. That is the difference between the hand and a stamped machine. A stamped machine, it just already has a pre-done sticker, which is basically heated onto the doll's face. And that is how most of them already have perfect eyebrows and eyelashes. Whereas you're doing this by hand, this isn't something that you can pre-screen. I mean, you're getting authentic handwork. It's hand painting. It's not a you're not a machine. It's not a sticker. It's not a decal that you're applying to the doll. This is um, handcraft. It's hand painted crafting. I've had some people that have had work done on a doll and they're like, I can see in the picture her eyebrows don't match, or they're uneven in some areas, her eyelashes look thicker on one side than the other. Things like that they happen. It's like with when you are like real people, we don't have one side of our eyebrows aren't the same as the other side. Our eyelashes aren't the same as the other side. Even when you go to a professional to get your eyebrows waxed, it's not going to look the same on both sides. You have to use makeup to fill it in. Yeah, that's Peaches and Cream Barbie. It's on her box. The front of her package. If you can't, you can Google her. Now, because the first eyebrow, I can't make the second one look exactly like it. So you will usually make wider, thicker strokes. So once I'm done, I can go back and just erase some of them to even it up to match the other one. It's the best way. Most stars, their eyebrows are too light anyway. So I darken them. Well, I just give them new ones, period. Majority of the time. Alright, I need to cut that light off. It's giving me too much glare. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and even them up, which is mainly this one. I have to hold her up. Look. There. That works for me. Now I have to blend in another color. You see, this is already dried up. Get rid of those. This, it's already dried up. This was what's fresh. It dries fast. I don't use a type of other medium or anything like that. Her eyebrows are taking 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. And I have to keep going through because either the paint goes on too thin or it goes on too thick. There. Hold her back and look. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm going to end up having to blend them some more to get the look that I'm wanting. In case you're wondering, yes, I'm using Journey Girls on these last 2 videos because for those of you who are beginners, you are using a very expensive doll to try them again on, and you really shouldn't. Now, see the difference in this eyebrow and darn it, that eyebrow. The blending, it's looking more realistic. And I will tell you this, one side is always going to look better than the other. It always does that. At least that's my personal opinion from my experience. I always do the eyebrows first because for me they are the hardest. I usually don't have an idea or a plan of how I'm going to make a doll look. However she turns out is pretty much it. For some reason they look really thick on here. Debating. Right, now I'm going to fix up that little blooper over here. There. Don't know why on camera she looks those big eyebrows, but I can assure you in person it does not look like that. Oh, I can't deal with this right now. I'm telling you, once you decide you're going to be busy doing something, you're going to get phone calls. Everyone's going to decide they want to call you. That's the worst part. It takes away from your concentration. And it helps you lose focus on what you're doing. Don't worry, you can call them back afterwards. And they can leave a message at the sound of the beep. Alright, now I'm going back to my brown, and I'm going to mix this. Oops. Ew. See, this is what I mean about phone calls. You lose concentration and you make a mess like this. Oh, God. Why don't they stop it? Look at my hands. Can't stand it. I'm turning phone off. Not even on vibrate. I'm removing a complete ringer, people. God. If you tell people you're going to be busy, guess what? They do not care. They will call you anyway. Because they don't care. Now the best way to get rid of that is with your 91% alcohol. Which reminds me, depending on your age, that depends on whether or not you'll be able to get it. You want to get this mess off as soon as possible before it dries on, because if it dries on your skin, it can rub off on your doll and it can bleed into her vinyl and it can become permanent. Look at that. That's because I use high pigmentation on my paint. Anyway, got that mess off. Now that my hands are dry, oh great. Isn't that beautiful? See what I mean? Bleed into your doll. That is what happens when you accept phone calls from people. This is why, oh God, this is just one of those days. It is not working out for me. This is what happens when you lose focus. And people do not realize that. If you tell everyone, okay, I'm busy, please don't call me during this time. They will call you, they will text you and everything else. And you can ruin your doll. Alright, then I'm going to wipe it. Dry as quickly as possible. Ugh, it doesn't look good on camera. I don't get it. Have no idea why it looks horrid on camera. Anyway, it looks so much better in person. Now, get back to focusing on my work here. I'm mixing up a few colors to do her lower lashes. And that's going to be too thick. That is not looking good. Someone has ruined my moment completely. When you're an artist and you're doing artwork, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I mean by in the zone. And if you're trying to create a masterpiece, well, you're not going to be able to as an artist unless you have your time. And it has to be like this. This is why when I'm doing paid work for people, now, since my car collision accident, I can't focus as well as I used to for some reason. I get very irritable easily. So I don't know if it was from the whiplash concussion, they call it. But it's definitely affected me. I'm telling you, her eyebrows do not look this thick and wide in person. Don't worry, I'm going to take pics and post them. It's just like the other video with the other Johnny girl. You know, she doesn't look like this either. I mean, you know, I showed her shared pictures. So weird how it doesn't look as good on this camera. Let me try this lighting. Yeah, she looks horrible in this video. Good Lord. I mean, she looks horrible. Well, anyway, it is what it is. This is an idea of what to do, how to do it, so. Oh, well, I'll take plenty of pics of her, that's for sure. They will be posted on Custom American Girl Dolls by Selena Facebook page, which I'm going to post a link up on my Facebook page for the dolls. So hopefully you are of age. And if you don't have Facebook, well, just sign up, get you an account, create a name for yourself, and then, you know, just go on that way, and you don't have to accept solicitation from stuff. Just keep it as low profile as possible. This way you don't have to deal with things you hear about on there. Time for lips. I remember I just bought a new paint recently. This is it. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. This is it. Yeah, it looks bright pink, doesn't it? Isn't it pretty? It's called Hot Pink. Don't worry, yeah. If you guessed, it is. It's related to Barbie. No, that's called a pink eraser. Okay, now what am I going to use for painting her lips? I'm thinking this one. Yeah, I'm painting her lips with... Come on, camera. I'm painting with this brush. This is a size 4,000 round. Of course, I wet it. I'm dipping in. Ew, it's thick. I mean, it's like thick in the sense where it's gooey. It doesn't look... It's not fresh looking. See, it looks lumpy. should have shook it up. I better stop shaking like that before I shake paint off the brush and shake it on her face somewhere. Alright, where's my other color? Yes, my favorite color, my absolute favorite color with doing these, because I'm trying to give her a natural lip. Now I'm blending. Come on, camera. Well, it's focused on her face. Gonna do just like I did the last time. See, they got like an orangey color up in there. I want something more natural up in the middle. I'm giving her two-tone lips. It's darker in the middle. And it'll be a different color on the outside part to make it look more realistic. More of a 3D color. I'm going to give her fuller lips. Also, that reminds me, I gotta get her, oops, that brush is gonna be too thick for that duct. That reminds me, I gotta take off her shoes because I'm gonna do her nails. I should have already done this before I even started paint work. But as you can see, I just take it right off and throw it over to the side. These are actually better dressed than American Girl. That's what gets me. They're cheaper. And the quality of clothing is just as good. And like I said before, makes a big difference because you can put a bathing suit on her and you're not going to see fabric up here around her neck. And her head, look, you can take it up, to the side, back, forward, and it's tight joint. And this is not strung. It's not strung at all. That's what I like about the, and the hair is fabulous. So. Alright, skinnier brush. Nope, that one's not it. This one's it. Gotta do her little tear ducts. Right up in here. There we go. Nope, not sharing the secret on the collars. Cause, sorry, I don't mind people learning my stuff. I just don't want you being a copycat and trying to make money off what I do like I do. Yes, I do try and make money from it. But apparently there are too many people trying to do what I do to compete. I don't want a copycat. It's one thing to learn how to do what I do. I really don't like people doing the exact thing I'm doing. Do your own style. Not mine. Let's see between these two. No. Where's this? No. Gosh, I miss this color. They don't make it anymore. That's a bummer. Shame I couldn't have stocked that. Okay, thicker brush. Let's get these lashes, these nails out of the way. Besides that, from the comment I just made, I'm just keeping it real. And at least I'm not going to lie about it. Okay, now come on camera, zoom in on her feet. You're zooming in, but not on her feet. Now, there are her toes. There we go. Sadly, it takes the camera a few moments, and at least then I can see that little flaw up in this toenail. Go in, fill it in. Once it's done, it'll look perfect. So I filled that in some. There's her Manny. That is not the end result of her nails, just for the record. Okay. Now do the other colors for her lips. 1, 2, 3. 3 colors to make a 4th color. And mix them all together. And just for the record, so everyone knows that the likeness of my dolls has been trademarked. So I'm just letting you know that yes, the look of my dolls, this look has the eyebrow look, and all of this I had my paintwork trademarked. Weird, that looks lavender on camera. Probably because the paintwork is still wet. Camera's looking at everything but my work. Now I'm mixing about 6 colors together. And they're drying too fast. This. That. What else? A bit of this. Okay. Now mix. Yeah, that's the color I think I'm going for. Yep, I'm giving her full lips. They're more realistic. And yes, as like the mold, this mold is made where one side is shaped differently. I believe it's to give her a more realistic appearance. Because the shape of her lip does not match one side to the other. It does not match. Ooh, look at that. My hand, you can see the veins in this lighting. Well, nothing looks the same in the lighting, that's for sure. You know who she makes me think of? She reminds me of Teresa. Barbie's friend Teresa. That's exactly who she makes me think of. Okay, let me see. That's gonna look good when it dries. Now I want a darker color to go in the middle of her teeth. Well, not her teeth, but her lips. So, blend this here to create a whole nother color. But I also blend into the color scheme of what I already have. That will work. Okay. Now let that dry and finish up her manicure style nails. Go back into my brushes. Now I'm using this brush. What size is this? This is the size 10 brush. I'm using a thicker brush because I want thicker white tips. Y'all wouldn't believe how many people have sent me their doll that someone else had painted. And they did not like the work because it was not like where they purchased a doll. It didn't look like their picture because it was photoshopped. The only thing is, they didn't want the person who they bought it from to know that they weren't happy with the results. So I don't do a video of those. And I can say this, it's been about 75 dolls You know, that isn't good when people are making, well, creating and selling made over American Girl dolls, and they're not giving their customers the quality and the design overall appearance that they're wanting. It can ruin a reputation. I do wish she showed up looking prettier in person, because for some reason she's not looking good on camera compared to in person. I mean, wow. I mean, she looks nothing like what's on the camera. Isn't that amazing? I mean, which everyone who has purchased one of my dolls, or they know that they do not look like their pictures nor their videos. They don't do them justice. Then I have to look out for the brush I'm going to use for sealer. That's a whole nother brush. That's this one. This is a number 1. Waiting to make sure that paintwork's dry. Which this on her lips isn't, but the other stuff is. Where's the gloss? Yep, I use 2 different sealers. One of them is a high gloss, indoor outdoor. The second one is an indoor outdoor matte. The reason I use these 2 because they are very strong and they make your work permanent, like super permanent. And believe it or not, while I'm doing certain things that are very detailed, I'm actually not breathing. I'm actually holding my breath when I do this. For these certain little details, I'm actually holding my breath. Especially when it comes to the eyes. And that's painting and sealing. Because your breathing affects your work as well. Because a slight breath can cause a huge mistake. Now, this particular sealer that I put on the dolls, this here, the gloss, I do not put another type of sealer on top of that. That also includes the lips. And you have to make sure you have to, it's better if you put the hair into a ponytail. This way it prevents you from getting hair on your paintwork. But I really suggest to anyone and everyone that when you're painting, I really suggest you going to secondhand store, thrift shop, Goodwill, any kind of secondhand store to get your to find your cheap doll to paint. That's the best way for you to practice. It really is. Here's my other sealer. Now this stuff is strong, and I've showed you before. It's the Folk Art Outdoor Matte Sealer. It's very strong, but also it's durable, polyurethane, non-yellowing. Now, like I'm telling you, when you're dealing with the sealers, um, your paintwork is going to be permanent. So if you mess up, you're not going to be able to remove it because this is polyurethane and it's not going anywhere. But you have to let your paintwork set and dry. It has to set and dry before you can do your second coat, which depending on your air, the humidity, where you're at, everything, because I'm still waiting for the acrylic to dry in the middle of her teeth. I mean, sorry, in between her lips. I'm used to saying teeth from American Girl. So now I'm going to apply the gloss sealer on her lips. Yeah, this is a full lip because I like it. What time is it? 3:30. So that's it. That's our work for today. I will post pics later. Bye bye.